Paris, we have a lot of sneaker stores, so most stores would get like 50 or 100 pairs.
Okay.
So we couldn't all get one. I remember it was the time of the NMD, I think first dropped in like 2015 when I was working there.
The OG one?
The OG NMDs,
the blue and red colorway. And all of them were fighting for it. I didn't really care because it was Adidas, but sorry. Adidas.
So like it's checks over stripes with you.
Absolutely.
Adidas,
we do not claim this.
Sorry, no. All love to Adidas. I just never really got into it. I have a pair of Yeezys that I absolutely love.
The slides, yeah.
Yes, but that's pretty much it. I think I've never bought anything.
مرحبا يو جايز، رجعنا لكم في حلقة جديدة من السنيكرجية زي ما تعودتوا علينا. عبد الله، ابراهيم وفؤاد. وفي هذا الموسم اكيد انتم صرتوا عارفين باي ناو انه احنا دائما بيكون معانا ضيف، وعن جديد صرنا نجيب ضيفات.
اخترع كلمة من راسه.
ضيوف. that happens to be
ضيوف ما في شيء اسمه ضيفات.
عربي بليز في الكومنتس اذا في ضيفات احكوا لنا، اذا ما في
we're learning.
شو
ضيوف
مذكر مؤنث، هيها جنبك بنت وشعر وهيك
بس ضيوف it doesn't matter.
اوكي ضيوف. والضيفة اللي معانا اليوم هي شخص كتير يعني في السين تاع السنيكرز، بالاساس بالكستمايزيشن او اللي هو شو حكيناها مرة، التصميم.
ايوه لا
we never figured it out. تعديل السنيكرز. وعن جديد دخلت في عالم ال NFTs يعني الميتافيرس.
ايوه ترجمها هاي اشوف.
NFTs non-fungible tokens يعني.
لا خلاص don't
try. المهم
اليوم معانا سام، ولاني انا مش كتير فاهم هي شو بتعمل بالضبط، فراح اسيب لها هي المايك to introduce herself وتعرف عن حالها اكثر. بس first of all سام thank you، شكرا انك معنا.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
اهلا وسهلا.
Please tell the viewer and or the listener who is Sam.
Yes. Wow, big question.
Whatever
big
you
do
said,
you wanna go, bro?
Whatever you said when we weren't recording, just say it all over again.
Okay, easy. So my name is Sam. I am the co-founder of Wax Feather, which was the first sneaker customization agency in the Middle East. So we took care of the customization for Nike, Jordan, Converse concepts, and then like a lot of like non-sneaker stores like amongst we did amongst you also, but more of the apparel size. Oh my god. Anyways, Bloomingdale's.
It's not as easy as it looks, right?
No, because then you guys look at me and I'm like, shit.
I'm looking at
لا عادي, we're looking at the viewers.
Even worse. But yeah, anyways, so sneaker customization for a lot of stores, and then now, so I did that for 8 years from 2014 to 2021, and now I got fully into NFTs. So my job is to basically advise NFT projects on their overall strategy, but mostly there's marketing strategy and to make sure that they sell out.
What's the title for the job?
It's very fancy. I'm a Web3 advisor.
Web3 advisor.
It's
يعني مستشار ويب
الانترنت 3. شبكة الانترنت 3. هلا باي ذا واي بس للي عم بيحضرونا سام او بسمعونا، سام بتفضل انها تحكي بالانجليزي لانه هي اصلا من الجزائر.
Yes.
So
and she was raised in
France. هلا تحكي جزائري. can you give us a taste of
نتكلم عربية بس أنا من الجزائر. أنا نتكلم ما نفهمش عليكم.
ايوه بالضبط فهمتوا علي.
فهي من
exactly هي ما حتفهم علينا، فاحنا فيفضل انه نعملها بالانجليزي. تحملونا الحلقه. it is what it is
and the guest is special enough.
صح.
you know the worst نفهم عليك.
اوكي.
ما عندي I don't have the confidence to do like a full
I see.
Algerian Arabic is so
whatever your
لا عادي احنا we want you to be comfortable. فعراحتك. هلا if you're gonna give us hints of Algerian Arabic please do عادي during the episode يعني.
بنزيمة يعني.
Yes.
أبو إبراهيم of course. So yeah anyways so okay.
مين أبو إبراهيم؟
بنزيمة.
لا والله.
Okay, moving on.
عادي ما خصنا بالفوتبول احنا we don't care.
talk
So
sneakers.
Sam, welcome again.
Thank you for having me.
So Web3 advisor
Yes, it's a big term.
Yeah.
I basically give a lot of advice.
on the Web3.
Yes.
Wow.
Which
Okay,
is
let's jump back to the beginning, basically, and then we'll talk NFTs.
Yeah, no, obviously,
I got
obviously.
excited.
Yeah, but
Excited.
Web3 I was wow. Okay.
How can I make money?
Ibrahim, by the way, did you ever buy for me the NFTs I told you to buy?
So sneakers, you were saying Fuad?
When was it? When متى?
يا
Which
أخي,
episode?
please,
That
we
one?
focus, we
Yeah, yeah,
focus.
So probably like months ago.
I'm gonna
ارجع.
هذا.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not gonna forget.
Don't forget, please. تفضل.
So Sam, let's talk wax filler.
yes. How should I start from the start?
So wax filler.
story.
Yeah, it is.
Long story.
You can start it off.
Yes,
We have time.
we have time. Okay.
How did it? What is it, and how did it start?
Why wax?
Well, we started. Yeah.
Yes, so Waxfellow is a sneaker customization agency that started very randomly in 2014. When I was 18 at the time, I worked for a sneaker store called Size in Paris.
Yeah.
I was always obsessed with sneakers, and as soon as I was legally allowed to work, I went to work for a sneaker store. And I noticed working at the store that it was before sneakers got like trendy, so a lot of the we were selling. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Sorry, a lot of the stuff we were selling were like old white Air Forces, the old triple black Huaraches, like very simple stuff at the time, and they were selling really well. But you could tell like anything that wasn't that was a bit boring. Like you had I remember it was the trend of the Janoskis and all the skater shoes. And
People
they were
lined
like,
up for that, didn't they?
They did.
It was.
I heard that.
Those
I
were
heard that.
ugly, bro.
Yeah,
They
I
were
don't know.
very ugly.
Yeah, and
The skater shoes.
Janowski's, it looks like a Vans.
Yeah,
basically.
لا man, some of them
It's like
are
an
nice.
uglier.
Some of them
Yeah,
are
it's an
nice.
uglier
to
Vans.
be honest.
And like Vans, and then you have, and then like the one after it was like the free runs and the
Yeah.
Roshis.
Roshi,
The Roshis, I was so excited about them, man.
They're flyness as well.
the
No?
The Flyknit
too.
racers, the Flyknit
The-
racers.
I'm still looking for one to this day. The black and white.
Really?
Yes.
The ones that Kanye wore, the cookies and cream, I think. That's
Yeah.
what they call
So
it.
nice. And I remember it was a big trend of the 90s too, like the Kanye ones, the Hyperfuse,
Yeah,
the
Hyperfuse.
Independence Day.
Yeah.
So all of this, like that was the sneaker landscape at the time in like 2014, 2015, which was nice. Like we were so excited about it, but it was not anything. It was not anything crazy. And at the time in Paris, it was a bit like not difficult, but it was like a bit of it still is. I mean, it's always been, but it was a bit of a challenge to get anything cool because you had like 4 or 5 sneaker stores, and it was still the time where you had to actually queue. So it wasn't like now with COVID we have like online raffles, so you might have a little bit of a chance. But then we had to queue, and people were queuing 48 hours before the drop, and it was like in the cold with tents.
Our boy camped out and
so-
got a sunburn.
Yeah.
Where?
For the concepts, the Air Max concepts one.
Oh, they let you? Consider what
He
really-
was the first one in line.
Second. But
Second.
then I was... yeah, they didn't want to do a queue for their event.
Yeah. I
But
thought
then...
they wouldn't do it.
But they messaged the people... Because I went there like 7 in the morning.
Okay.
And then they were setting up. So then... And there were like 5 people, by the way. Like by 8 o'clock, there were like 5-6 people. So then we were like, okay, we're going to do a queue. But then... sometimes like stores or like people queue up, but then the stores they ignore that and then they just take people as is. So then they message the store and they're like, okay, let's do a queue. So then they put it to me. I didn't want to do it. That's why I got sunburnt, because I had to stay near the thing the whole time.
Oh my god.
I can't just take the list and just bounce, you know. So
So you queued from 7 to 10.
7 to 4 p.m.
So it was like the whole
I took the whole sun from the
from sunrise to sunset basically.
as long as you got the
however, the thing is they got a lot of stock, apparently like 400 pairs, maybe 300 pairs, but everybody got it, which is good.
Nice.
However, nice touch, I have to shout out Concepts to John, if he's watching as well, the guy from Concepts. And he was like, he came, he's like thanking me, all that stuff. He gave me a gift. He's like, you didn't have to do this for us, but you did it anyways, so yeah,
Nice.
please accept
That's
this
pretty
gift
cool.
from us. So
No, it's
Yeah.
always
and
nice.
I didn't camp out since the bacon drop.
Yeah,
So
it's
I wanted
always
to
nice,
camp out.
صراحة.
Like I was fun. Like I got a chair, my switch, book, like سوالف انسى.
But Sam, I want to go back to something you said. You said that
Janowski صح.
لا not that. Forget that. خلاص, I'm gonna move past. When you said now with online raffles, you feel that you have more of a chance of getting a pair.
So that means you have been winning online
Because,
raffles?
I think that you have 3 people here and maybe 1,000 people watching that will disagree.
Okay, hear me out. What I mean is okay, that's a false statement. You don't have more of a chance. But back in let's put that out there right now. But back in like 2014, I was 18. And I tried to queue a lot of the times in the winter cold, and I would just dip.
Yeah, Europe camping out is different.
I was like, I'm not camping
they
out.
do it different.
So camping out, you have a guaranteed chance if you go like early enough, but it's such a pain. It's a horrible process,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
And like 0 degrees weather to be waiting in front of the store for 48 hours for a shoe, that's mental. That is crazy. And I used to work at the store, so I would see them in the morning starting my shift. Like you'd see a queue. And then end of the day, it was still here, and then people would sleep there. Like it was insane.
Didn't you get your pair though for working at the store?
I did.
Yeah.
So I was.
No, but see, the thing is, you can't, really, like, if you're working at a store, at a sneaker store, and you like sneakers, and there's a drop, imagine the guy comes like, yeah, you're not gonna get a pair. Like,
but even then, it was
Ibrahim.
super regulated. Like you had to register ahead. Like I remember, you could have 3 drops per year that you would get access to.
So not
and
every
then
drop.
You had to register for them, and then because size was a bit of a big store. Like I think we were 20 staff members on rotation, so not everyone, you couldn't get like 20 pairs out of the allocation. Especially Paris, we have a lot of sneaker stores, so most stores would get like 50 or 100 pairs.
okay.
So we couldn't all get one. I remember it was the time of the NMD, I think first dropped in like 2015 when I was working there.
The OG one?
The OG
Yeah,
NMDs,
the blue and red colorway. And all of them were fighting for it. I didn't really care because it was Adidas. But sorry. Adidas,
So like it's checks over stripes with you.
Absolutely.
Adidas,
We do not claim this.
got it.
Sorry, no. All love to Adidas. I just never really got into it. I have a pair of Yeezys that I absolutely love.
The slides, yeah.
Yes, but that's pretty much it. I think I've never bought anything. I'm trying to think. I bought a pair of Reebok when I was 15.
No, it's okay, you can read that.
The Reebok Classic, and I had the Reebok Classic Princess when I was 15 also, that I was in love with. But apart from that,
What about the Monks Fury box? You didn't like those?
Fids has been waiting for this.
He has.
It was like, that's my chance. I love Amongst You so much. I think what they're doing is super cool. I love them as a store, as a brand.
She says she loves them. You're saying no?
I don't.
Okay.
You don't?
I don't.
Come on.
Alright.
I love them. It wasn't anything it looked a lot like the Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is, all like club, what is it called? 85 line. All club C's in general, and they're supposed to look.
No.
I mean, you could play with it. Just in terms of colorways, I think you could have
Isn't the
done
Club
a lot.
C like the Air Force for Reeboks?
أيوة بس
It is.
إبراهيم he's been saying this for a week now, and ever since that shoe dropped إنه
That I didn't get.
all Club C's look the same. لا, the Ghostbusters one didn't, the Assassin's Creed one didn't. وحتى the ones that they make اللي هم the classic, the white ones, the crisp white, برضو they play with it شوي.
like
Eric Emanuel, 6 different colorways من ورا, from the heel side it's different, to the outsole is different. The Amongst You one is vanilla, it's plain, it's nothing special. There, I said it.
There's like some nice small, it's like details, you know, like it's like God in the details when it comes to like these kind of shoes.
I think I know what they wanted to do. They wanted to do like a premium, like very sleek, nice, like with nice detail shoe. The problem is that it's been like you
Done
had
before.
the Paperboy
Yeah.
one that was done. I think you had the Eames.
Yeah, recently even the Bape ones are similar, I guess.
ايوه the babe حتى لسه هذاك it has a little bit more detail لانه فيه the star. The material is primo. The magic carpet ones the Amongst You material isn't that good. برضو I said it يعني. But to be honest, I was so excited for it لما I thought it was
Tear away.
But I don't think they ever, Reebok never did tear away in general.
ايوه بس when بالضبط فلما I saw يعني Sam, I'll just give you a quick backstory. I thought that the shoe had some kind of tear away in it. Because it was called magic carpet. وin the insoles.
Really cool.
When the insoles.
Yes, because the carpet tears away.
لا لأنه
What? Why?
لأنه the insole من جوا it had the carpet detailing, the box, the special box عليه the carpet, and they were selling that grey carpet.
أيوة.
I thought إنه for them to do something special حيعملوا فيه شوي tear away.
اوكي.
It would have been cool to at least have the
أيوة.
tongue in like the carpet
Exactly.
element or have anything like laces or
اي
anything
شيء يعني
Please. Like, please, just anything.
والله. تعرف A6 عملوا مع a few a collaboration a month ago.
Yep.
السترايبس تاعون الجل لايت they are tear away.
No way.
How cool is that?
Wow.
I'll have it. I'll bring it next time.
I think
We
I
didn't
didn't
get
sign
the
up.
Yeah, I got the pair.
I didn't.
مش على اساس حتظبطنا. Sorry, this has to be Arabic. مش على اساس حتظبطنا.
ضبطني بالNFTs بضبطك بالشو.
How do you say in Algerian he should have hooked us up?
Why are you putting her on the spot?
Just to be
Ask my
involved.
mom.
لا بس اوكي ماشي.
فيا فذاتس بس.
Yo, at least you got it, man. That's good.
Yeah. لا it's good. I'm working on something يعني إن شاء الله soon we'll have something.
Don't give fake promises. It's fine. خلاص.
اوكي اروح يلا. فيا.
Okay.
So camping out at size.
Yes.
Yeah, camping out outside.
So where was I? So yeah, basically I was working at a sneaker store. I was just turned 18 and I realized people wanted something like that was not an old white Air Force or a triple black Karachi. So I had a very, very simple idea, which was if I could buy a sneaker at a store and paint it and sell it online at a premium, I might be able to make some money. So it was in my 18-year-old brain, it was like a side hustle thing. And I didn't plan on it to get this big because in the first year, very quickly, like I made it a couple $100,000s, which looking back is not a lot, but in me being 18 years old, it was like I was absolutely like, I was Bill Gates in my mind. Like I was so excited for it. And it was all like off of Instagram. So I would grab a sneaker, paint it, put it on Instagram. And then I had people DMing me like, yo, can I send you money? People were sending me cash in the mail in envelopes. Like I remember I had this 17 years old that sent me like coins and he was like, these are all of my savings that I saved. So I had like this huge envelope with a bunch of coins that I had to count, and then it was missing €2 and I was like,
You know what?
you know what, I'm feeling generous today. But it was like so funny because people were genuinely so excited for it. And then we thought, you know, let's just professionalize it, make a website and etc. And I remember we did a bit of a mistake that we opened like shipping. We opened order for like international orders. And without realizing, and then I wake up the next day and we have like orders from Japan and like Turkey and like the US. And I was like, I wanted to keep it to friends only. And then we sort of like rolled with it because it all started like so like randomly. So we rolled with it. And then within like the first year, we had orders from all around the world. We were shipping like 250, 300 pairs a month that were all like handmade. We didn't have an office, so I was all done in my like studio apartment in Paris that we fully turned into like a sneaker studio. And it was really, really insane. It was mad. And then after the first year, we thought, well, we made a lot of money. What should we do? So we thought, let's open a store. So we opened a sneaker store in Strasbourg. It was the first customized sneaker store, which was the same concept. Like we would design sneakers every week, put them for sale in the store, and then sell that like as the main collections. And then if people wanted like additional designs that we didn't make, they could come in and get it done within the week. So at the time it was like super basic designs because nothing like
was it just color blocking or just
it was
drawing
just color
and stuff?
blocking and like gradients. I've never done the drawing stuff because I personally hate it.
Okay.
Like I would never put like a Mickey Mouse on
Man, that's disgusting.
I hate it with like
No, but when you look at
passion.
the kids now, like when they're looking into sneaker customizations, that's what they want. They want characters,
Yeah.
anime characters
أيوة.
on that,
I mean,
stuff like that.
if you're a kid, it's fine, but like,
Yeah.
لا بس انت عارف you know what's the problem with this if it's not done proper it's
أي-
trash.
Even
yeah.
outside of that, I just think it's okay.
even if it's done proper,
it's not my. I don't see the point.
It gives me incel vibes, honestly.
No, but see,
It's so mean.
I'm sorry.
if you what?
Incel.
Let's ignore this.
What? Okay. Yeah, but the thing is for me, like if you put it like that, like when you draw stuff, it stops being a sneaker to me. Like it's now more of an, instead of painting on a canvas, like drawing on a canvas, you draw on a shoe. So now isn't it like a display piece, or are you gonna wear it, or?
هو انت عارف المشكله انه they get this white Air Force
Yeah.
بعدين on one side like on the right
قرب المايك man.
on the right side حيحط باتمان on the left side حيحط the Joker بعدين بيغطي the swoosh. طب what are you doing يعني هو it's white بس انه on the side في like a face of Batman and the face of Joker.
So bad.
Some customization stuff is nice. The stuff you do, it's nice. حتى the ones that cartoonish, the ones that they make it cartoonish.
Josh Vibes was
This stuff is nice.
Yeah.
But the drawing, and I think The majority is.
I don't like when people ask even about drawing. Like, I'll do it, but I don't like it.
He does customization.
I didn't know.
He does some
That's so cool. You need to show me, man.
Yeah, for sure. On
so
TikTok, I
cool.
usually customize on
I
live.
want to see.
All right, for sure. Later. No worries.
Sick.
But see, level tani, bro. Like, I'm not even. That's why I didn't even mention it, because like I'm not there. Like, no
Bro,
way.
but everyone
Come
starts
on.
somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Everyone, she started.
You should have seen my start, man. It was the amount of shoes that I've destroyed. Like, absolutely. And it took a lot of time because it's like, as I said, like 2014, 2015, sneakers were not big at all. So now you have like special products for sneaker customization. Like,
Angelus,
you go online, you Google it, you have everything. For me, it was like everything, like the amount of research, like, you know, just to know which tools. Like we had this airbrush that I remember I bought, and it was like from Japan, and then I got it, and I opened the box, and I was like, I have no idea how to use this. So you go online, you Google a tutorial, and you have like this 90 years old grandpa that's using it to make like tiny miniatures, airplanes.
Exactly.
And I'm like, how do I translate his technique into sneakers, and how do I make sure that when I sell my sneakers, people don't walk around with it for 2 weeks and then it cracks? Like, how do I make sure it
to
lasts?
maintain, to mix the
So
stuff.
it was like a process that like figuring out like the formula. It took me like a whole year of like, the paint needs to be mixed with this product, with this consistency, with this. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And then you
especially
need to
if it's the material. Like if you're drawing on canvas on Vans, you have to mix it with some too soft, whatever, so it doesn't crack. Exactly. There's a lot of things behind it. It's not just like this is probably the easiest part, like the actual putting it on, but it's the core behind it, because like a painting you put on the wall, it's fine, but a pair of shoes you're going out with, like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Until it's done and it cracks. So you paint on a shoe, and at the time I had no money. Like I started with absolutely no money at all. So I bought a shoe. It was €100, and then I paint on it and it cracks, and I'm like, I don't have another €100. So like,
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna love it.
So how do I do this? So, you know, the learning process was so insane. And my goal was really to, like, when we were doing this, it was really to how do we make a product that is as good in terms of quality? Like the design was really simple, but how do we make a quality that is as good as a Nike product? Like that's not gonna crack, that's gonna last years, that's gonna be like, you can wet it, you can walk around in the rain, all that. So it was really like the process of learning that was sick. And I think that's what got us through the door with Nike, because when we met them, they were like, yeah, we've heard of customization, cool. And I was like, no, bro, like,
look at this.
Look at what we do. Like, and I think what really set us apart at the time is that the quality of that we were doing was like, it lasted. Like you had a product that's why we never got into the Mickey Mouse drawing thing, because it's just hard to make it like quality.
Is it why what happened with Mickey Mouse? Like, let's be real.
No,
did you sell him a pair and he's like, no?
No, to be honest, when I very first came to Dubai, it was 2018, we started working with Level shoes.
Right, they still have the.
We designed that for them, and we created it for them. So they have this big customization area that we made for them. And when we started working there at the time, we started with a very small like pop up, and the thing was like, come buy something at Level Shoes, get your sneaker customized for free.
I remember that.
And the customer was like a typical like mom doing stuff for her kids, and it was really cool. But I had like so many Cookie Monsters. And it was at a time when we had just started in Dubai, so I thought, well, we need, you know, I was so eager to get experience and all of that, so I painted thousands of them, hand drawings, all the Mickey Mouses in the world. I was there at the store painting on.
So that's the beef. Okay, valid. It's valid.
I will never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
So
no, I remember the small booth that was there.
Tiny.
It was
like
tiny.
Whenever you see a Mickey Mouse, you get triggered. You're like,
a PTSD, man. More flashbacks.
She sees Elmo.
I'm like, no.
Not again.
But it was interesting. This booth was so cool because we got it like at the start. It was like literally a chair and a table, and then the store realized they were like in a weekend we were doing like 20 shoes, and then it was like 40, and then it was like 50, and then you had people that were coming specifically to buy some random stuff at Level Shoes just so they could get the free customization. And then it started getting weight, so Level Shoes was like, wait, let's try a bigger, we'll give you a bigger like space in the store, you guys do it. And then I was like, okay, so we got a bigger space, and then it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they reached out to us, they were like, hey, so what do you think of having like your own full like area in the store? And we were like, yeah, man, that sounds amazing. And so we were so excited to get, like, we had this entire area that we could design we made it so that you could have like different techniques, like the embroidery, everything. We gave them the strategy, the staff to do it, and it was so cool because Level Shoes was absolutely not into sneakers at all. Like they knew nothing about sneakers, and it was like 2018, 19 when sneakers started becoming a bit more mainstream. So it was so interesting to see like these people that knew nothing at all about sneakers being like, yo, how do we do this?
Yo, shout out Level Shoes, man.
Yeah.
They were really trying to get into it. I think they still have a lot of work to do.
They're working on it. Like I've talked to like, well, I've talked to Sabri and like he's always trying to step it up. He's trying to like get people, hire specific people.
They
that
have
can
the presented by booth now. That's definitely a good.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think it's if they pull in the resources properly into it. I think.
And
but
they
you know
are.
What? They used to be good sneaker wise. Like when they had the Nike like they used to have a lot bigger like sneaker stock.
Right.
And I think I don't know if they lost the allocation or I don't know what happened, but
they were tier 0. They're back to tier 1. I think this is. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But yeah, so that was fun to see.
So you started with sneaker customization, and then where did you go from there?
So we did sneaker customization. We had the online store. The physical store. Then we came to Dubai. We did the Level Shoes thing, and then we met Nike. So that's how we got into that. We met Stefan from Nike, who is now into NFTs. I love him so much, Stefan, if you're seeing us. And he was like, "Yo," we met him randomly at an event, and he's like, "What do you do?" And we're like, "Oh, sneaker customization." And he was like, "So cool that I meet you at this time because we're working on the Ali Shahban sneakers."
Oh, okay.
So he's like, I need someone to execute that for us. So we ended up producing the Ali Shahban concept. I'm sure I don't know if you've heard of it. It was like 30 shoes for Ramadan that you could only get if you ran a certain amount of miles, I think. Or it was the one who ran the most miles. I think it was
something to running. I remember that. Yeah.
There was running.
You had to
Thank you for your input.
There was running.
I was not into running at that point.
So you had to run, I think, you had to run a certain amount of miles to get the shoe. So we designed that for them. Ali Shahban designed it and then we produced it for them. It was super cool. And from there, Nike was like, yo, like pretty much anytime they had something to do with like any live event or any sneaker events, we would execute that for them. And then everyone at the Nike team was so cool.
There was also this one that I really like. I remember like I found out about Waxfire through that. It was what is it? It was the Nike. It was a running shoe, like the one that had like sand on it. I think
it was this one. It was the Ali Shahban one.
Yeah, that's
so
the one.
With Nike, we did the Ali Shahban one, and then we from 2019 to like 2020, end of 2020, like with COVID, we basically did most of their like in-store retail marketing campaign. So the back to school thing. We took like 14 stores in the UAE and you could come in any of the stores, get your stuff customized. We did Concepts Anniversary. That was so cool. You know, the basketball court that they painted. So we did that. We did the Soldi XP. We did the Jordan customization. When they dropped the Chateau Rouge Jordan 1 and the Melody Sani, which I was so happy I got my Melody Sani, by the way. I never wear them at all now.
Did she sign it?
Yeah, she signed the box and then my housekeeper threw the box away.
Sad life. Short sad story.
Wait, she just said it عادي and my heart was broke. I felt it.
It was so sad. But she was so nice too, and I felt so bad because I don't care about the shoe at all now. Which is so weird because I was so obsessed with it and now I see it in my house. And I don't think I've worn it in like, it's so bright.
هذا is one of the few ساعات صح؟
Yeah, watches.
Yeah. It is so bright.
It's a weird shoe. It's a weird shoe.
I loved it so much. I was so excited for it, and now I look at it and I'm like, man.
So you're into like more subtle stuff now.
Man, I'm into black shoes now.
Okay, that's scary.
the customizing everything. I want black.
تعرف what's the problem? None of us are wearing black.
Do kick jack.
Kick jack.
I'm doing a Sean. I got Sean Witherspoon's 197. Sean Witherspoon 197.
Sean Witherspoon 197.
Salehi Benberry Waterby the guy.
خلاص هذا حتهري ها؟ حتهري أبويا.
His
new beaters.
I love them.
None of us are wearing.
And you?
I have the undercover daybreaks.
Yeah, the black.
Love them. I love them. They're so underrated. They're so underrated.
You have them?
Yeah.
I love
I came with them once. I didn't wear them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
The box looks different, doesn't it? Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. But yeah, so black, huh? So
Black.
you do all colors, cookies, Mickey Mouse, all that, but you wear black.
I think it's because of that. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna
I'm
resort to
fully
this.
traumatized.
look at what she's wearing. She's wearing
Black.
black.
Oh yeah, no, so that was it for Nike. And then I did like the entire sneaker customization thing. I did it for 8 years. So I started when I was 18 and I did that all the way to now 25. And then last year, randomly, I got introduced to Artifact and the concept of like digital sneakers.
The thing that StockX got sued for?
They did, yeah.
So as a Web3 advisor, why do you think they got sued?
Patents, copyright infringement. So the issue is, I think they weren't really smart, StockX, in what they did, because the idea to use NFTs for like resale
To
market,
burn, if you burn it.
As a token, basically.
that's very smart. I think what would have been smart is to use the NFT technology to like trace sneakers and like
And
authenticate
verify them, basically.
verify them.
Yeah.
But what they did was they basically took the Nike shoe and like the artwork and they produced that into an NFT and then they sold that to people at like a higher price.
And like the sneaker is stored somewhere if
Yeah.
you want it.
No, it's not. No, you would burn it if you wanna get the real sneaker, you would burn your NFT. So burning إنك تخلق.
أيوة,
So you'd burn the NFT and then you would get the sneaker in that you want.
I think for them it came from the realization that a lot of people were buying sneakers and never ever wearing them.
Right.
And like they didn't care at all about getting the actual shoe. Like they just wanted to say that they had it and that they bought it. So they thought, why don't we give a token for these people to prove that they actually own it, and then we can just store the sneaker for them and it saves on like the shipping process and all of that. And I think where they sort of like went wrong is that they sold an NFT that was the artwork of the shoe and they did not own the property, like
Right.
the IP of the artwork. So like it was like, hey, hello.
So if they sold it as a token instead.
If they sold like a regular image of like an emoji as the NFT and then this NFT was linked to the shoe,
then it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Maybe
StockX, you should have just asked, man.
16, 13, 32
I mean, from
bits.
Nike's side, that's what was wrong. They were like, why are you using an artwork that we own? Like, how can you do that?
So it's a valid point.
It's a valid point.
But
and I
the
think
idea is smart صراحة. يعني
and now Nike will probably use it.
Definitely.
they're working on it too.
Yeah.
And I think
So like like I wanted to jump in the acquisition of Artifact. What's happening?
it was really insane. I mean, Nike has been looking. I mean, this is not like inside information. It's just some. I think they patented in 2019 a concept called cyber kicks, if I remember correctly, which was like digital
I remember
sneakers.
it. Yeah.
And it was basically, so you know how you have Nike ID and you can go online and customize your sneakers. They wanted to push that further with, like, you go online, you create any sneakers, you get the physical version, and then you get the digital version that you can wear in the metaverse and in games and all of that.
Okay,
That's in 2019.
That was in 2019, and we found, and then it became public in 2020, and I found out about it, and I was like, interesting. That's super cool. And then a bit later, I found out about Artifact, and I remember it was a friend of mine, my friend Josh. We were speaking, and I told him I was into sneakers, and he's like, "Yo, have you heard about Artifact? Check them out." And I checked it out, and I was like, "Well, that's like a picture of a shoe." Like, at the time, I was like, "Well, men are so dumb."
Yes, I have one of my colleagues went to talk about that. He's like, he doesn't like NFTs because he's French. So he's very like artistic and stuff. Like he appreciates the art, and he's like it's like NFTs are turning like art pieces, all that stuff into something digital, which is just on your phone. He's like, for me, it's losing the meaning behind.
You mean it still has
that.
meaning?
I think it's adding meaning.
Does it though?
I don't know, and that's his point really. And I was like,
it's just a different medium to like appreciate art. Or
yeah, but I think he likes more the classical aspect of art. Like,
but
you know what I mean?
I think that's where there's a misconception about NFTs, because in its essence, an NFT is just like a technology. An NFT is just like a digital item. Can be music, can be a picture, can be anything.
It's a video, it can be a snippet.
Yeah, and the reason why it's interesting is that this digital item is traceable on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So suddenly you can know who bought it, when, at what price, from who, and then where did they sell it to, and etc. And you can trace everything that happens on the blockchain, and you cannot. It's information that cannot be altered at all. Like once it's registered and the information is logged into the blockchain, it's here forever, and it cannot be like tampered with. So in that sense, this technology, when you put it with art, that's when it becomes interesting, because suddenly if we take it for sneakers, for example, you know the trend of like people buying sneakers on StockX, taking a picture for the gram to flex and then selling it back the next day,
or just
buying fakes,
or just wearing it with the tag on.
That's the verified tag.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've only seen it in
Have
Dubai
you ever
Mall.
done it, Fuad?
No.
قول والله.
I don't.
We don't believe you.
مش كيف تلبسه بالتاج وبيطلع فيك يعني.
حرام.
Yeah. You can like, and like I've seen like tags being so like fake tags.
Oh yeah, fake tags is a thing.
Are a thing, yeah.
Like if you take NFT, like the technology, and you apply it to sneakers, it would pretty much end the entire like fake resale market. And the whole like,
because you can't fake it really.
You can't fake it. Everything becomes traceable, and you know what everyone bought instantly, and you know when they bought it, at what price, did they sell it, yes, to who. And now all these social media platforms like Instagram is working to implement to integrate NFTs into the platform. So when you go into someone's Instagram account, you can also see what they own and when did they buy it for and how much. Like, you know, you have like all this information, and I think we're moving towards a space where every like random flexing, like the fake flex culture that we had so much of during 2020 is absolutely not gonna exist anymore. That's why I think NFTs are interesting, because
it's like, yo, you own this? Okay, show me the token. Show me the token.
show me the transaction history. I want to see.
Yeah.
بس تعرف لا يعني أنا معلش here I have to disagree, لأنه at different points in our life, حتى إحنا as kids يعني growing up, we always said or we always saw something that indicated خلاص no more fakes يعني مثلا
what do you mean
يعني okay for example حاطيك the smallest example. احنا we grew up, we were born to this world نشتري PlayStation 1 CDs for $10 لأنه they were copied DVDs.
yeah.
PlayStation 2 was the same thing. لما نزل PlayStation 3 everyone said Blu-ray it can be faked. You can buy fake PlayStation 3 CDs.
Wait, what?
أيوة.
That's the thing, because if for PlayStation, for example, it's one network.
أيوة بس Sam, do you not think إنه as this technology progresses, the way to counterfeit it will also progress?
That's an interesting question, but I don't think so, because the blockchain. So the blockchain is basically like a huge database that is online that everyone can publish information on. However, in order to publish a certain information on, like the information needs to be verified by other computers independently. So, and these like nodes, like these computers will not process any transaction unless it is verified and correct. So it becomes so hard to like fake stuff. So if you wanted to go and say, oh, I own this Banksy art piece that's worth like $20 million, all the other computers will check and be like, no, you don't, and then it would automatically like be cancelled and not be processed. So that's how it becomes a lot harder. So now if you want to flex and be like, yo, I own this artifact,
this needs to happen, bro. 2/3 of Dubai would get cancelled. And the first hour of release, you know.
But you heard what she said. She said it's gonna be too hard. She didn't say impossible.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say it might. I will take a risk and say it will happen. But when? Maybe the rate at which the counterfeit will catch up to the real thing. For NFTs or blockchain, maybe it'll take longer. But I can definitely see that it will.
But how do you counterfeit a code on a database?
I think this is
a question beyond our expertise.
Maybe this is something for
but then again, like Sam would know. That's the thing. That's her actual job.
Bro. The blockchain, she made it. Like, you know, so she was there, man.
It was me and my homies in Paris.
In the studio apartment in Paris. They made it. They're like, why don't we make a blockchain? What do you call it? Blockchain, really? Okay, blockchain.
I was like, you know what?
Sounds good.
I have some free time on the weekend. Yeah, but apart from that, also like apart from the whole like verification side of it, I think what's also cool is that now if you own like a digital art piece, you get access to a lot more. Like let's say you buy a sneaker, like you buy the piece minus one, like you have your Air Force One, you're happy, you got the box. Had you bought it, like if you have it in a physical version, you have the shoe and then khalas, like
that's
you have the shoe. Or like you have the shoe, people see you in the street wearing the shoe, they're like, oh, you're into the game, like you know sneakers, blah blah. You're happy, you look at each other, you're like, yeah.
They give you the nod.
You know, I know, like you get their approval, it's cool, like khalas. However, if you have the digital version, by having this shoe and like by being present at a certain time, let's say you bought like the very first, let's say you bought an artifact NFT when they dropped in December. First of all, you get thrown into like now you belong to a certain club of people that knew about artifact when they dropped in December, so you're like cool because you knew about them.
The pods, right?
The first that they dropped, I mean it's not the first, they dropped many, but the most recent one was the Clone X. So they dropped everyone like a vial, like a pill that you bought for 2 ETH, which was like $8,000 at the time. And then this pill, this vial, it's not a pill, it transformed into a clone that was like half human, half alien. And then so everyone got this, and then 2 days after the drop they announced that they were acquired by Nike. So suddenly the value for this skyrocketed, like it was, I think it went to 5 ETH in the next week, which was like $20,000 or something. And then now the floor is like the minimum price for them I think is 15 ETH. I'm not keeping up with it because I don't have one, so I'm
the thing with NFTs, it's from what I've noticed in the, let's say the project that I'm in, it is very, very, very important, as you said before, the roadmap. One thing about the roadmap and the marketing. Like you need to have good marketing. The project I'm in, the guy, one of the founders, he went on like an interview, something like, I don't know where it was, on YouTube, on whatever. And he just talked about it. And the floor price went up by like 60% after that interview. Because khalas, people, like he was able to market it. Which is good when you have it, but my question is it a long-term thing?
Are you gonna buy me NFTs?
No.
I'm
not, because
final answer.
No.
Final answer. So
I'll tell you about the project. I can send you the link to the Discord, all that.
You didn't send me anything.
Okay.
Send me, I'll do my homework. بس
خلاص اوكي. ما عليك.
طرف الخيط.
ماشي.
خلاص Sam will hook you up.
Sam will hook you up. She has the blockchain, bro.
She made the blockchain with the homies in France.
We feel a few minutes into the episode, she ends up being Satoshi, you know?
I
created Bitcoin.
It was so hard to keep the secret from me. Thank you.
That's why nobody was able to guess, man. It's Sam. She's customizing Cookie Monsters, but she adds Bitcoin.
She's panicking and she's like, they're onto me.
I'm like, they found out. What am I gonna do?
A serious question. Are NFTs a long-term thing?
Absolutely.
Yes?
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think the entire like NFT Web3 metaverse, everything is not going anywhere. It's been around for like a few years, but it started getting big, I think in 2020 or for about a year or so. And you've seen it in just under a year, how massive it's become. It's still very like, I think we're early.
Still a very, very early stages.
I think daily you have 100,000 people trading NFTs, so it's a small number of people, but the space, like if you see that, like you know the early days of like sneakers where everyone likes nerding and like researching and watching like videos about everything, in NFTs it's like this times 10, like it's on steroids, like you have people so like looking for stuff.
Instead of Nike Talk, it's like Discord.
Yeah,
now it's Discord. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And like even when you're in a Discord for a project, there are people that are talking about other projects because they're into and they're like, oh, you know, are you guys gonna do this? Are you gonna do this? I'm done. So,
and
like you said,
it's I think in itself the technology is not gonna go anywhere because it's useful. Like it actually is something that adds
it shouldn't
value.
just be art though, right? It could be used.
But it's not about the art for NFTs.
Remember, like what's it called? We talked about it before. The hundreds. They dropped their collection through like a Discord server, and like they gave out like NFT tokens for people to access the Discord server, and they sold their collection through that.
I mean, you have NFTs that gets you access to like clubs, restaurants.
But that's what I'm saying. It's being the member of this club and getting the perks of being a member of this club.
What is what is the point of Nike acquiring Artifact though? Why? Is it just for like a way for them to speed up their?
I think Nike was interested in Artifact because first of all, Artifact were really, really good in what they were doing in terms of designs and in terms of even before Nike, like they dropped like digital streetwear and digital sneakers that were really, really good, like really good. And at the time, I think they were the best ones to do it. And I think it made sense for Nike because it allowed them to tap into a community of people that are like into Web3 with very little effort, which they were already trying to do themselves. But you know, Nike's so big as a corporation that it made more sense to acquire another company that was already established and that already had the game figured out than to them try to figure it out.
Because like they just bought the talent basically.
I think so. And it makes sense because it adds so much power. I think Nike's benefiting a lot more from buying Artifact than Artifact was benefiting because Artifact was going to go up regardless.
But there was this thing as well with Tinker Hatfield, and he dropped like 100 Air Maxes.
I didn't see at all.
And like they were like you could get the shoe and you could get an NFT related to it.
Oh, I didn't see. I saw that Jeff Staples obviously is
Jeff
really...
Staples, yeah.
man.
Me too.
Please.
Can I get my phone?
No.
Please. I can show her the shoe.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. بس man, the guy's a sellout يعني for sure.
Why is he a sellout?
لأنه man يعني
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want the people to know.
أول إشي before we say he's a sellout, let's just say إنه Jeff Staple Pigeon, the whole brand هلا is irrelevant. خلاص. بعدين يعني yes.
But it's only because of him.
Yeah.
Because he messed it up.
Yeah, definitely.
But in itself, it's a sick shoe.
The brand is established. حتى the stuff he
if you remove him from the stuff.
Man, he as a person يعني دائما ليه بقول لك he's a sellout لأنه he'll always change his position on a certain topic أو
I saw this. I didn't know it was Tinker Hatfield.
It was.
That's fire. He did 100 only?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the number, but like it was pretty limited and it was linked
fire.
to like some
sick
NFT token.
Okay.
So cool.
يعني that's it. عارف هو كبيرسون شخصية كتير annoying
كتير annoying.
Why is he annoying?
He's annoying.
He's a bit annoying.
He's annoying. He's annoying وhe's not charismatic وhe's وبغير كلامه كتير يعني he chooses.
Yo, this sounds very personal. يعني it like happened last week with him.
He chooses his stance based على يعني how the people are reacting to a specific story. ما راح أعطي
That's intense. What happened between you two, man?
صح؟
So how did he do
you wrong? Did he cheat on you? Why is that?
No, بس يعني ارجع ل what we spoke about it في season 1 تاع وراء لوتس صح the Warren Lotus.
He supported the
before that
no I think he's cool as a person. It's just when I say he discredited the brand, is you remember what happened with the fake custom
Warren Lotus.
The Warren Lotus one, that's what we were talking about.
That's the only thing that from that point I was like okay cool. And then he's trying to milk
the pigeon.
It came across as like, but he looks like a cool person.
I mean, I met him. He was pretty cool. I had a cool conversation with the guy.
Okay, maybe he wasn't annoying then. Maybe he became annoying.
No, he looks cool, but
ما بعرف بس يعني I think إن هو he's tanking the brand صراحة.
والله I think it's what's good
what
is.
What happened with the Warren Lotus, by the way? Sorry.
Nothing.
Never followed up.
They settled, I think. They settled out of court.
And like he made an uglier version of it.
Yeah. Exactly, basically. So
the Reaper, صح?
The Reaper.
Yeah.
That's so ugly.
And the people got their order, or they just cancelled everything?
Yeah, people got their order, but they got it like months later.
Obviously.
Aslan, first of all, and I ordered the first one. The
pigeons?
Yeah.
You ordered them?
Yeah, the gray, the red and the ones, not the Heineken's. Jason Voorhouse.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It came 6 months after I ordered it.
Like you still have it? Do you still have it?
I mean, it looked cool.
Or did you sell it?
I sold it, obviously.
Was it like much higher though?
Yeah.
Oh. Can you buy them on StockX now?
I'm not sure.
I stopped seeing them.
It's not listed on StockX. You can buy it off of Grailed.
Yeah.
Well, I remember him giving updates every week. He's like, same materials as Saint Laurent, and I'm like, dude, just give me the shoe. I want or give me my money back at least. You know, it just felt like a sunken cost. It just felt like along like a loan, you know. I just gave this guy a loan for him to like mess around, and then he's like, you know what, I need to pay it back.
You gave him a donation.
Yeah.
He got you the shoes and that, so it's all good. But apparently Jeff Staples man didn't يعني
We'll talk about it more in
we'll get Jeff Staples and we'll talk to him.
We'll hash it out. Cards on
We'll get him on the show.
Sam, since we came back to sneakers, I feel we should ask a question we ask all our guests.
Tell me.
From your collection, the sneakers you have, what's your favorite?
With the burnout, with like the burn that happened, with the purge.
Yeah, there
After
was a
the
big
purge.
After
this
the purge.
year.
After the purge.
After the purge.
Okay, not the first 100, not the second 100.
No, because like I gave a lot of my sneakers last when I transitioned to NFTs. I was like, I have too many, and at the same time I went through a breakup, so I had to move to a smaller apartment. So I ended up with like 100 boxes that I had to move, and I was like, this is getting out of control. Like it makes no sense. So I sold what I could. I gave away what like the GR and all the normal. And now I have like 30, I think, pairs left.
That's a good number.
Out of these 30, I wear like 3 every
So
day.
which ones are you? Which
Every day, he knows.
It's a Crocs, yeah. Birkenstocks.
Crocs, Birkenstocks, Yeezy slides, and my undercovers. Whatever's by the door, I wear that.
And like the undercovers were made to be worn without without lacing them up because of the thing at the back.
Really?
Yeah, you just slide your shoe in.
You just put them on and you go.
foot.
Okay.
Any shoe that I can just put on and go.
You're good.
I just yeah.
All right.
Okay, because we are a sneaker show. Because we
No, we are now sneaker/web3 show.
Crocs are cool though.
Because
Crocs
we
are so
respect
cool.
our audience.
Please.
فاحنا we will
والله Crocs are
ignore.
cool.
Please.
We will ignore the Birkenstocks, the Crocs,
Come
and
on.
the Yeezy slides. I will answer the question for you, and it's the undercovers. I'll give me a valid answer. But you tell me Birkenstocks.
I think
ما
the,
ضل تلس
but it's gonna be a
باتا مش ايش
controversial
فيه.
one.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine.
Of the ones that I kept,
Yeah.
I think either the clots, the Air Max 1.
Okay.
Which one? The orange or
the orange
orange.
one.
the kiss of
They're
death?
nice,
Yeah.
they're nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I have them. They're so nice.
I didn't get the bacon because I said no. I missed. I forgot to.
Line up with us.
Yes.
مرحوم.
If I had them, they would be number 1. Just because of the history, I didn't like the re-edition because they changed the leather. You know, the inside with leather. I hate leather insides.
Yeah.
If I had it, it would be my favorite. Or also, you guys are gonna make fun of me, but I love my city markets.
No.
I saw her.
He cannot make fun of you because his wife's favorite
We had
I like
a wife
them.
here once,
Yeah.
and her favorite shoe is the City Market.
I love
of the
city
dunks,
markets.
of the dunks.
They're nice.
Yeah, of the
Objectively, they're
dunks.
ugly, but for women, they're nice.
Yeah,
I like
لا.
them.
For even حتى for me, I think they're a nice shoe.
But it's like, it's like easier. It's like you have to style it though. You
My
can't just.
fragment too. Sorry, I remember. You have to style it for sure.
Yeah.
You have to style it because they're a bit ugly. Like to be completely honest, but I like them. They're just like the color's nice.
They're a vibe. They're a
Yeah.
vibe.
And like the
They're
thing
cool.
is, no two pairs look alike because of the way like. The
Yeah.
I like and I
Wow.
like the plastic swoosh thing, transparent.
And the bag, انت عارف
And the bag
the
too,
bags when we're traveling lean if we're out انت عارف in Europe they charge you for the bags.
Yeah.
She pulled it out.
She's like, do you want a bag? And she's like, no, hold up. And she unzips her. She's like,
that's
"You
a
got my
flex,
own."
yo.
Such a flex, yeah.
Okay.
That's
حركة
so cool.
صراحة.
صح.
Yeah, so cool. But yeah, there was in one. If I had to keep one, I remember I realized halfway through it would be the fragments, the ones, the gray ones.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
No,
the fragments.
the fragment Sakai's.
Yeah. The grey ones?
The gray ones, yeah.
They're still
'Cause I got
in
them.
concepts, by the way.
It's a nice shoe.
The small one, but
هو
yeah, if
لازم
anybody's
منه-
looking
لازم
for
منه
them.
grey
They're
وكحلي،
still in
صح؟
concepts. They came out last year.
No, I think the smaller size.
small
Oh,
sizes,
probably. Because I remember when I
It's
went
very
randomly
nice.
to concepts and there were people. I'm like, what are these people waiting for? And they were like, oh, unclaimed pairs of the Sakai's. Do you want one? And I was like, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, give me one. But yeah, I don't think I have one. My problem is I love all of them. I just don't wear them at all. Or maybe I still have my the Stussies, the Spiridons. Like you see,
The Stussy
each time I think
Spiridons.
of my
Wow.
Stussies,
The Stussy Spiridons
I
are
wish I had
such
the
a
Air
vibe.
Force Ones. I saw you got the Stussy Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
I wish I had those like so bad. But
I might need your help in a project. With those.
You want to dye them? You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I researched
if
that.
If you dye
man.
yours, I'll dye my Spiridons.
Okay.
We'll do it together.
Yeah. You have the black one.
I have the black.
No, I got the fossil
Really?
ones. أيوة.
Yeah, okay.
I have the black ones, but I have to bleach them first.
By
Yeah,
the
but
way,
they would look
man,
orange brownish.
I wish I did that. I wish I did that and I didn't sell them.
Sure.
Bleaching.
Really?
Man, when it's done right, it's so nice.
Inshallah.
Sam, I think maybe يعني, to make your life a little bit easier, let me ask you another question that you might find easier to answer. What's one shoe that you wish you have but you couldn't get?
The Air Max 1 Spiridon. Oh.
Not a shoe.
The Air Max 1 Cherry Woods.
Okay.
Nice shoe.
I was still talking about the dye project
yeah.
and the Stussies. Yeah, the Cherrywood for sure. The Cherrywood for sure. But I told you, like, everyone knows it's my favorite shoe on earth. It will always be my favorite shoe in the universe. There's
I want
no
people
better.
listen.
Favorite
like-
shoe in the universe.
There's
Listen,
no
that's
better
Air Max.
shoe.
Such a big statement.
And it's
عارف؟
the truth. And it's been my favorite shoe for like.
I've seen
Ever,
pairs.
I
I've
think.
seen pairs never in your size though.
They didn't come
You
out
sent
in my
me
size.
one
The
time
smallest
one
size
that
ever.
was
Yeah,
like,
I sent
it
you-
was damaged. Like the
Oh.
shoes
I
were
sent him a pair.
damaged.
It never came out in my size ever.
And the guy was like 2,000.
No, it was $800.
طيب ما بندرهمز يعني.
I would sell my house and buy it. Literally, I am obsessed with this shoe, and I'm not kidding because I remember
Bro,
when
she
I saw it.
lives on Web3, bro. She doesn't care about the real life.
Yeah, that's
What's
her selling her house.
What's her house, man? I have
like,
the
what?
Web3 behind
No,
me, man.
that's her Web3 house basically.
I'll sell like a little mana, like land, digital land.
maybe.
But yeah, no, I'm obsessed with the shoe ever. And I spoke to someone at Nike. I'm like, yo, is there please a chance ever that this
Have you
comes
never
back?
customized an Air Max 1?
You can't make this like you can't remake this.
It's
The suede and the
suede,
color
yeah.
and the don't ask me stuff like that. Like don't insult the cherrywood.
I'm
It
not
was-
insulting. No,
You know what?
It would be if you can't touch it, man.
It
You
could be
can't.
reconstructed though.
I wouldn't. I want the actual one
Yeah.
made in my size because they weren't making shoes for women at the time.
I mean,
No, they started a
they're
little
making
bit.
shoes in.
يا عيب
weren't.
الشوم يا عيب الشوم.
Let's discuss
No,
this.
because when I was working at size and I had all the nice drops, they weren't dropping below like a size 9 or
Wow.
men's. They weren't.
Let's discuss this the women's sizing thing because remember we had this we
Yes.
were planning on camping out together for a shoe.
What shoe?
The yurt.
Yeah, the yurts, yeah.
Yeah. The whistle shoe.
You guys didn't want it.
They're
Okay.
so nice. You guys missed out. I would have loved to have it.
It's the shoe with the whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, no, miss me.
What do you mean?
No.
It's a nice design.
It's so
unique.
nice. It's so nice.
Maybe I'll wear it for sure
Yeah, wear
when
it,
we
bro.
go hiking.
Yeah, wear it.
Wear
It's
it.
nice.
حتى هون بدك تجيب سيرة الهايكينج؟
Yeah, bro, I want to go hiking.
يا
Khaled-
جماعة
Khaled
الخير.
got me.
خلاص season is over يعني hiking season is done. Go next year.
You
One-
have 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
Don't
2
kill
weeks
the
from the day
vibe.
you are shooting. Yeah, maybe by the time the episode drops.
We'll be out hiking. Awesome. We would have been finished hiking.
خلاص,
Khaled got me.
please.
خلاص okay guys
Okay,
you're watching
Fuad
this
going hiking,
later.
خلاص okay.
Fuad has gone hiking and
In
he's
my
happy.
five-
Roman, you leave now. Go
And my
hiking now.
574 yurts. Hella, I'm gonna go wear them. So yeah. Anyways,
Women sizing.
well, it exists. But,
Now.
but brands don't get
It
them
exists
here.
now. It wasn't existing. It wasn't existing back then. You know what? I realized like when I started getting a little bit like more comfortable and I had a little bit like more money, I thought, you know what? Let me just go and buy the sneakers that I liked growing up, and I wanted to get them. So like the Jordan 4s, like very basic shoes that I just liked, and I thought I want to have them. And like the 2003, I couldn't get them in my size. There's so many, obviously, like I would have been fine with buying them off of secondary and paying a lot of money for them. But I
Because
just
of
couldn't find
sentimental
them.
value, basically.
Yeah, I just couldn't find them at all. And I was so frustrated. And looking back, I would remember, like, you know, you had the chart on StockX.
Yeah.
And my size was just like gray, like nothing. Like
Gray.
it never existed. And I was speaking to someone at Nike in Amsterdam at the headquarters, and I was like, man, like, what? And he's like, oh, we just didn't have a lot of female consumers back then, which is true. It's like it started becoming like a big thing like 1 or 2 years ago, and we're a big corporation. Like it takes time for us to catch up and
Right.
actually like execute stuff. It's not just like, oh, women's sizes, like the production processes, like they plan stuff like 2-3 years in
And
advance.
like the molds as well, like they didn't. It was so expensive.
So I was like, you know what, fair enough. He's like, it's not that we don't want to, it's that from the moment we decide to have more sizes, it takes like 2-3 years to implement the process. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I understand the process. Like there are some women that are really angry about the sizing. I get it. My thing is like, oh, it's not my size, I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
Like,
but what about like the whole thing about shoes coming in women of being available worldwide in women's sizing, but not showing up here in women's sizing?
That's stores here. I'm gonna be as respectful as I can, but that's not smart. Let's just like put it that way. They're not being smart at all. Like the Yort, I think they had like 13 pairs.
They had 13, yeah.
So that
and they said
like,
that would like people went to them, and I remember telling me like, yo, someone said the smallest was a 36, and I'm like, Sam, that's cap. I know the stock count.
And you know what happened for the Yort? Like we were so excited. Me and him, we got so hyped, and we're like, yeah, I want it. Let's go get it. And he's like, yeah, it's dropping here, but it's secret. Like don't tell anyone. It might drop at MOE. Blah blah blah. This is like inside information.
MOE, the store closed by the way.
It did?
The New Balance store, yeah.
Why?
هو كان فاتح small shop next to Sun and Sands.
Yeah.
وهلا سكروه فتحوه فوت لوكر. ما كمل. It's like فتح شهر وسكره.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, we got excited. He's like, let's go, we can queue together. I was like, yeah man, I'm queuing. I haven't queued in years, but I'm queuing for sure. I'll meet you at 5.
And I'm like, I have work, and she's like, I'll save you a spot.
Yeah, I was like, I'll go in advance, I'll queue for you, blah blah. And then I'm like, can you just check the size just to be sure? He's like, yeah, let's check. He checks, there's no my size. Nothing. Imagine I went there and I queued. And I'm like, you're like in the Middle East, I think it was the only store that had them. Like you're the only store in the Middle East that has this shoe, and you have none for women.
Right.
And it's like, did you think no women would care about, like, do you not care? I don't know why, but I just don't think it's not smart, because you're cutting yourself off of a very large part of your customer.
Like even with the Jones, for example, even with the Jones, when they announced the sizes, they were like, women were complaining in the comments. They're like, why is there now no smaller sizes?
Maybe I mean, you guys have to remember the Middle East or Dubai as a market is not very big compared to the rest of the world.
It is though.
It's not.
It is.
I promise you, it's
I had
not.
like 50 people reach out to me to talk about the Jones.
50. Yeah, 50 in Dubai. 50 in Dubai.
It's my circle.
Yeah, 50 in Dubai. But then if you go to Paris, London, the US, do you know like the numbers that are people? So
5,000.
يعني
5 million.
Yeah, something like that. So it's خلاص منيح. So yeah, so don't يعني you have to always remember that, like she said, like Nike, these they're global companies, and they have to look at the big picture all
بس
around.
هم يعني
No, it's also full story of the buyers here locally. That like the New Balance, like the Yort show, I'm sure someone could have been like, yo, can we get a small size, like at least once?
Yeah, no, I know for sure.
And they
But
probably just didn't care enough to do
Sam,
that.
to be honest, it's يعني we've seen it. We've seen the change. We've seen the change happen a year or 2 years ago with the way the stores and the people and the culture. But unfortunately, let's say it's gonna take a little bit more time to have.
You know, like sorry, come on.
لا خلصت يعني it's just gonna take a little bit more time. It's happening, but it'll take time.
But see, like the problem is in general, like don't make women exclusive and men exclusive. Just drop inclusive sizing for everyone. وخلاص يعني.
Did you hear global brands? Yeah?
Listen
Fuad said it, so please do it, okay?
Listen to
Thank
Fids.
you. خلاص,
Yeah.
listen to Fids. Hashtag listen to Fids.
On this,
I'm serious, man. Just drop the. Yeah, sometimes like it'd be like
Oh,
getting
God.
women like.
ما بقدر برو في واحد شو اسمه سيرينا ويليامز ولا مش عارف شو
No, he's right.
اللي عليه جوانح يعني ما no one's gonna wear that.
He's right.
ما بيقدر يعمل لك اياه من سايز 5.
No, if it was like,
Yeah, that was inclusive. That was fine.
and then you ended up having a billion men having it when there was supposed to be a male, like it was supposed to be women's exclusive, and then they opened it to more sizes.
Yeah.
No, they didn't even open it to more sizes. It was women exclusive at first.
Yeah.
And then you had some men that had small feet, like they got it randomly. And then there was women that couldn't get it because the man got it. And then it started like a fight on Instagram. And then they were like, oh, we're going to re-release this women's shoe into a male sizes now. And then everyone was like, can you re-release the male shoes into a women's
exactly.
size?
I'm like,
and they were like, no.
I'm like, yo, and like
Sad, but true.
like their idea of a woman's shoe is like, yo, make it pink.
او حط عليه هيك wings.
But you know what? There's something interesting.
مالك انت with the wings, man. Leave it.
بعدين I'll talk about it later. ما عندنا وقت اليوم.
By the way, yeah, this episode has been. I didn't even feel the episode pass by and
Yeah,
on like
it was really, it was fun.
Yeah, sorry.
But
go
just
ahead.
one last thing that is very interesting, I think, is I went on a call last year, I think in April, with people from Nike's headquarters in Amsterdam and in Oregon. So it was like 2 teams, and it was 3 women. It was myself, Titi Finlay, a sneaker influencer from the UK, and Sonia, who's from Amsterdam as well, I believe. And the point of the call, and then it was like 10, I think, people from Nike, from Amsterdam and from the US. And the point was like a consumer panel, and they were asking us what we would like to see coming from the brands. So at first it was like a question, what's your favorite silhouettes? Do you like the 90? Do you like the ones? Yes, no, why, blah, blah, blah. That was really basic. It was really basic. And then we got into a bit deeper, and they showed us like models that they were planning on releasing in the coming like 2 years, because Nike works 2 years in advance. So they were like, this is what we want to, they didn't tell us at first, this is what we want to drop. They were like, oh, what do you think of this shoe? And honestly, I love Nike. I adore Nike as a brand.
Chunky stuff?
It was just not, it was like, who, do you have women on the team? And it was like, and the entire time of the call, I kept telling them, Lo, I love you guys. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And they were like, no, just give it. And they were like really attentive and like trying to listen to us. And I was like, yo, this is something I would buy for my little brother if it was on sale. Discounted.
in the outlet and
the outlet.
If the outlet had sale.
And
it was like double digits, you know,
it was
$76.
like blue Air Max 97s with like nudes Air Max 97s with white. Like it was nothing special. And then I thought, at first I didn't think they were going to release it. And then at the end they were like, yo, these were tentative designs. And I was like, oh.
sorry.
Try not to.
But you know, they're trying. It's just that it's hard because they're trying to do it at such a large scale. So they're trying to pick like nude stuff that would work with everyone. Or like if they want to do blue, they'll do like a bright blue that they think will work for everyone. Like they're trying to be wide. And then I think their strategy is for general releases to be as wide as possible, which means you'll have like very like basic, ugly, like not nice stuff, which to me is ugly because it's like a nude shoe or like a pink shoe or like a blue shoe, a burgundy shoe. And then their strategy is to have like a mix of that, like basic sneakers, because we forget that we're like a very small audience that are like actually obsessed with sneakers. But
And like
I
those
think
people would like, the general public would like those nudes.
a general public, like a mom or like someone that's not into sneakers would like those. And then for us, like the sneakerhead audience, they're trying to have like the à ma manière collab or the Melody Sani. I think they rely a lot on these like female, the Alia Lime, which I hated, by the way, the 14. But they're trying to like play on both
the
sides.
Jades, right?
I hated them.
There's another one coming.
But it's because I hate the 14.
Was it Melody or LAMA? Was gonna be a 4 with like camel print on it?
It's Lia Lime.
Yeah, it's the same person. Yeah.
It was nice. It's just I don't like the
I don't like
fabric.
I don't like camo on
But
shoes.
it's not dropping. It was done. I think Veterans
I think it
Day
was
or
a
issue.
friends and family
It's not dropping.
edition.
It's not for us.
True.
But yeah. So I think they're trying to like be in between the like sneaker audience and the regular audience, and it's hard. And it's really hard because they're big scale. Like we don't realize how many shoes Nike sells in a year. So they have to make stuff that will sell, and they plan 2 years in advance.
Yeah, because like if they made like what 2 million Melody Ihsanis, no one's gonna buy them.
Yeah. So that's why. And I think the biggest element is 2 years in advance, man. You have to plan 2 years in advance what will people like, because the process of producing it is so long.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that women were like very like we have, it's trends, it's so you know it's harder to plan for us than it is for men. So that's why I know some women are very angry at the sizing issues.
Maybe the solution is to have more women on the team.
They have a lot of women on the team, and when they have men, shout out to, I have a friend, his name is Samuel, he works at the headquarters in Amsterdam, and when he started working, he was like, yo, a lot of my job is to plan the next drops for women. He's like, I'm a man, I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to other women as well, to like, what do you like, what do you buy, what's your spend? And we went on calls for like hours, and he was like so like trying to learn. It was like, because I want to do my job correctly. And I remember he took notes. He had like notebooks. I met him in Amsterdam afterwards. We spent the entire day together just talking about, we went to stores. He's like, do you like this? Do you like that? And, you know, like they're really trying. I think it's not really an issue of not wanting, which it might appear like it. It's an issue of actually making shit happen at such a large scale with, it's a lot of money involved, a lot of like the factories.
It's risky,
You disagree?
No.
I think Nike, there's no reason for them not to want to, because it's financial gain.
لا for sure لا sorry,
Nike is
I was
very
thinking about
inclusive,
something else.
Yeah. So it's just hard to actually make it happen. And then Instagram complains a lot, but it doesn't also translate to sales a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, because exactly, like the negative voices are always loud, and if you
Yeah.
have something good to say, you're gonna keep it to yourself. Most cases, especially online.
صراحة,
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. It's a corporation at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
So when I see women that are like so angry about the sizing issue, I get it. I just don't. I'm neutral about it. I'm like, oh, it's not available in my size.
It is what it is.
Whatever.
Just another L.
I'm like, I'll move on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I guess. So
On this note,
on a closing, would you like to have any closing statements?
Closing statement.
Anything coming up that you'd like to shout out for yourself?
Life's pretty quiet, to be honest. I'm a very... I wanted to say boring, but I'm not boring.
No.
Web3 advisor.
You're definitely not boring.
Thank you. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
and nothing to shout out. I'm just happy. Thank you so much for having me. I'm
Oh.
very
I like
happy.
this is just
It
a
was
little bit of
very
the
fun.
stories. I mean, like we've talked about more.
I think we can have easily 2 more episodes with
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
It was really... I didn't realize we spent so long together. It was such a nice conversation.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
I had
definitely.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
really,
sure we
really
have more questions and يعني stories and topics.
For sure, for
maybe
sure.
We'll revisit them soon.
Crocs make more colorways.
Crocs make
If
more
anyone
col-
from Crocs is
make
watching.
more colorways.
Birkenstocks, lower your prices. These are my claims for the world. Yeezys stop the resale on the slides. I don't want to pay $300 on a $50 slides.
I mean, they're going for pretty cheap.
Have
now.
you heard the Gap Yeezy collab?
Yeah, I
It's
have.
dropping in the Middle East. Sorry, I got excited.
In the Middle East?
It dropped. It dropped. It's on us right now.
Yes.
Oh.
We can
no,
pre-order
it's the pre-order only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's resale or retail price?
Retail.
Retail.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ibrahim,
and
I
it's
will do
cheap
it
too.
after the episode.
Yes,
got the
you should get
hoodie.
some. You got it?
Yeah.
Did you receive it or did you just order
They
it?
said it's gonna come in June.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you buy it from us today, you'll get it maybe next week. So better.
No, it's from Unas.
Yeah, you pre-order on Unas.
Pre-order
But
on
my
us.
hoodie,
No,
I
you got
I-
it from the website.
No, I ordered the Yeezy Gap hoodie in the beginning of Jan. I got it at the end of Feb.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
Kanye was losing his mind, and he's like, okay, and then like he chilled off for a while, and then like my order came, like, he was like, and I'm like, okay, I remember like posting, and I'm like, thank you, Kanye, for getting off of your phone.
Anyway, so,
I love him. But yeah,
yeah.
that was my.
Okay.
Well,
Sam,
thank you so much again
Sam,
for
thank
coming.
you for coming.
Really?
Thank you for having
أكيد.
me.
Thank you for
Thank
being
That's
you.
so
with us.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fuad.
هذا كان كل شيء عندنا لليوم ولغايه ما نشوفكم المره الجايه. عبد الله، ابراهيم، فؤاد، وسام، احنا السنيكرجيه. Take care, have fun, say hi to everyone, like, share, جرس, notifications, كل هاي الاشياء. وبس.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye bye.